Hi everyone! Today is Gelatin's birthday! Happy birthday, Gelatin! So today is June 29th, 2020, which means that Gelatin's been in the BFDI universe for 8 years. And that also means congratulations to Graham Taylor, my high school friend who also voices Gelatin. You've been voicing this fan favorite character for 8 whole years. Now, June 29th is not also Graham's real life birthday, so don't go saying happy birthday, Graham. But it is an anniversary of sorts because 8 years ago today, Graham's voice was heard on the Jack and Jelly channel for the first time, so that's pretty cool. So, while it is important for us to not memorize, it is important for us to remember and celebrate Gelatin's existence today. I also want to point out in this video that 2 days from now, we got another BFDI birthday. Because Yellowface, or we should call him Yellow Commercial Face if we want to avoid the association with the racist stereotype, he first showed up in his traditional form in BFDI episode 7, and that's July 1st, 2010. So Yellowface, okay, Gelatin's birthday is today. 2 days from now is Yellowface's 10th birthday. And I think that's pretty cool because Gelatin and Yellowface, they're both characters who joined the BFDI universe late and kind of unexpectedly, right? So I think it's crazy that they both have very close birthdays that aren't exactly the same, and it's 2 years apart minus 2 days. What a crazy coincidence. So I thought I could use this video to do a fun little math experiment, because here's the question I want to answer. Are there any real life sets of brothers who have birthdays that exactly match Gelatin and Yellowface? Meaning their birthdays are July 1st, 2010 and June 29th, 2012. Let's do a little back of the hand calculation to figure it out. Now I do want to say that in the show, this does not mean that Gelatin and Yellowface are brothers. They're not. They're not even the same species, and I don't think it's possible for blood brothers to be of different species. But they're both extroverted characters who have deep-ish voices, who join shows in a very unconventional way. So I feel like they kind of get along. I could imagine them being best buds in a different universe, you know? So I'm just getting that out of the way. Back to the math question. So to start, I'm going to focus on just the United States because I know more about the data of that. And I know the rest of the world exists, but to make the math easier, we'll focus on just the USA. Okay, to start, I know from making that Abacaba video on baby name trends over time that on average, around 2 million babies of each gender are born, or each sex are born in the US every year. So that means that in 2010, 2 million boys were born. In 2010, 2 million girls were born. In 2011, another 2 million boys were born and 2 million girls were born, so on. So if we want to focus on a single day, like June 29th, 2012, Gelatin's birthday, we just have to divide that number by 365 to find out how many boys were born on that day. And this is all just approximate calculation. So 2 million, let's just divide it by 400. That's a more round number. We get 5,000. But it's going to be a little higher than 5,000 because 365 is less than 400. So I'm going to say it's about 5,500. So that means 5,500 boys were born in the United States on June 29th, 2012. 5,500 of you are boys who share Gelatin's birthday. Yay. That's only half of the question though. We have to ask ourselves, of those 5,500, do any of them have brothers that share Yellowface's birthday? So I'm just gonna make a super approximate assumption that on average, every child has 0.5 brothers, because I know the average could be a lot higher, because some people have like 5 brothers, some people have 3 brothers, and those are going to bring the average way up. But because I want to make generous assumptions to make sure that I cover, like I undershoot instead of overshoot, I'm going to say 0.5 brothers on average, okay? So that means on average we have 2,750 brothers to choose from, and I'm going to say on average they're going to fit within a 10-year window. They could be up to 5 years older and up to 5 years younger. Now they could be way older. They could be like 15 years older. That happens sometimes. However, it's more often that brothers are closer in age. So I think those two kind of phenomena cancel out. So I think if we just assume that there's a 10-year window in which boys can be born, then when we kind of take the sample from 2 years older, because Yellowface is about 2 years older than Gelatin, it will kind of match. I don't know if that made sense at all, but basically what that means I'm going to do is I'm going to say, if you have a brother, there's a 1 over however many days there are in 10 years chance that your brother is born exactly on July 1st, 2010. Okay, so in other words, if you have a brother, there's a 1 out of 3,650 chance that they're exactly 2 years minus 2 days older than you. Okay, so we started with a sample of 2,750 babies, and we divided by 3,650 because that's how many days there are in 10 years. I'm repeating myself, whatever. And then we end up with about 0.8 brothers left, which is less than a person. So all of this is to say that if we just kind of take a probabilistic average, there's probably 0.8 sets of brothers in the United States who have the birthdays of June 29th, 2012, matching Gelatin, and July 1st, 2010, matching Yellowface. But then I also think now's the time to expand to the whole world. Or let's just go to the English-speaking world, because those are the people who can watch BFDI the easiest. So if we add in, Australia, Canada, the United Kingdom, and all the other parts of the world that speak English, it's probably at least triple the United States' population. And I'm going to assume there's also triple the rate of babies being born in the early 2010s. So we just multiply 0.8 by about 3-ish, and we get about 2-ish. So all that thinking, all that kind of brainstorming has led me to the conclusion that there's probably around 2 sets of brothers out there in the English-speaking world on all, that's billions and billions of people, right? There's 2 sets of brothers, just 2, who have the birthdays July 1st, 2010 and June 29th, 2012. And they could have other siblings in there. They could even have other brothers, maybe someone right in the middle or someone 5 years later. Who knows? Just that those 2 brothers exist. And they're, because of the way probability is, maybe there's only 1 set. Maybe there's 3 or 4. Maybe there's none. There's no way to really know, but it's like a Poisson distribution, right? The mean of that distribution, I don't remember if I'm doing stats correctly, but the mean is around 2. So if you're out there, hello, those brothers probably are never going to see this video, so we can just assume that they're figments of my imagination. But it would be pretty awesome if we found a set of brothers with those birthdays. Also, I didn't intend this video to get so long. It was just supposed to celebrate Gelatin's 8th birthday. Yeah, why don't you remember me? I can't do this with one hand because I'm holding the phone. It's supposed to be my birthday. You're supposed to give me gifts and sing me happy birthday. Okay, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, Gelatin, happy birthday to you. We're done.